Hello everyone, hope you've had a nice week so far. We're going to do some more maths today, and again in maths we're going to keep looking at fractions. And today we're going to look at finding a quarter of an amount. Okay, so as you learnt yesterday, a quarter is one of 4 equal parts of a whole. Okay, so remember that important word, they have to be equal and they're all part of a whole. So, like on Tuesday, Mr. Richard's got some chocolate coins again. Okay, so the chocolate coins are the whole. But this time I want to find a quarter of them. So I need to split them into 4 equal parts. Now on Tuesday, Miss Coulson and Mrs. G were annoyed because they didn't get any chocolate coins. So today I'm going to split them into 4 equal parts. 1 part for Mr. Richards, 1 part for Mrs. Smith, 1 part for Miss Coulson, and 1 part for Mrs. G. So first of all, we need to count how many coins we've got though. So let's count. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So my whole is 8. So I want to find a quarter of 8. So to do that, I need to share them equally and split them equally into 4 parts. So we've all got a part each and we've all got a quarter each. So one at a time, I'm going to give everyone one. So 1 for Mr. Richards, 1 for Mrs. Smith, 1 for Miss Coulson, 1 for Mrs. G, and then again 1 for Mr. Richards, 1 for Mrs. Smith, 1 for Miss Coulson, and 1 for Mrs. G. So now we've all got equal amounts, we've all got a quarter each, so I can count 1, 2, so a quarter of 8 is 2. Right, so what happens though if we don't have any coins to move around or any objects to move around? So in this one, we've got some pictures of some birds, and I want to find out what a quarter of this group is. Okay, so I want to find out 1 quarter of, I don't know how many birds are yet, so I need to count them. So I need to find out what 1 quarter of something is something. So first of all, we need to find out what we're finding a quarter of. So I need to count the birds. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So I've got 16 is my whole. So 1 quarter of 16 is something. So that's what we're going to find out. So like I did the other day, because I'm finding a quarter, I still need to split them into 4 equal parts. So my first part is going to be for Mr. Richards, and then there'll be a part for Mrs. Smith, a part for Mrs. Coulson, and a part for Mrs. G. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to circle all the ones for Mr. Richards, and then I'm going to put a cross through the ones for everyone else. Okay, so 4 equal parts, so 1 at a time. 1 for Mr. Richards, 1 for Mrs. Smith, 1 for Miss Coulson, 1 for Mrs. G, and then 1 for Mr. Richards, 1 for Mrs. Smith, 1 for Miss Coulson, 1 for Mrs. G, 1 for Mr. Richards, 1 for Mrs. Smith, 1 for Miss Coulson, 1 for Mrs. G, 1 for Mr. Richards, 1 for Mrs. Smith, 1 for Miss Coulson, and 1 for Mrs. G. So now to find a quarter, I need to count how many have got circles around them, because that's one of my 4 equal parts. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1 quarter of 16 is 4. So have a go at your worksheet today. Hope you all get on really well with it. And don't forget to let us know on Twitter. Show us your really amazing work. We really look forward to seeing that every day. And enjoy the rest of your week. See you soon. Bye.